Hi, everybody. Welcome to this video. My name is Jonelle. If you already know me, it's nice to see you again. Some of you are clients. God bless you. Mwah. And some of you follow me on Instagram and YouTube. But in case I'm completely new for you, you can find my information up here over my right shoulder. My IG or Instagram is at Awakening All You Lightworkers. My YouTube is A Compassionate Heart School. And my Etsy shop is A Compassionate Heart. So come on and come find me. Look at what I have to offer. Also, thank you so much in advance for any donations. I do know that some of you like to reciprocate in terms of finances, so thank you. My PayPal link is right there. It's paypal.me/JanelleBean. And I love that name. It's so cute. All right, so very quickly about the services that I do offer on Etsy. I have 15 different services that range from $20 for the shadow reading, which I've purposefully kept as dirt cheap as possible so that no one can have any excuses for not looking at their stuff. So my services range from $20 to close to $300, and they do include readings of all kinds, energetic shifts and template work, attunements, intuitive counseling for the body, medical stuff, whatever is included and your higher self wants to have happen in your field, we do that. And also coaching / mentoring. All right, so it's my pleasure to work for you. Yeah. Already channeling. It's my pleasure to work for you. Thank you so much. All right, so today let's just jump into a quick prayer, open up the session, and then we are going to take a look at today's topic. So today's topic is basically looking at the archetype of the father and how it resonates in our life. In particular, we're going to be looking at how we continue to have a dialogue with our father, or in other words, the father archetype throughout life, and how we can transform that conversation. So I plan to not make this a long and drawn out one, because when it comes to talking about fathers and mothers and home life and childhood and inner children, that can take a long time. But today we're going to try and keep it as short as possible. And we're going to end with an exercise that you can do to transform your connection with the father archetype in your life. Okay? Prayer time. All right. So angels, guides, gather around. They're already here. You guys can join me if you'd like. All right. Let's breathe in 3 times and then out. So we're going to go ahead and open up some crown chakras here if you're on this call. If you feel any tingling, that's just me. Love you. We're opening it up. We're opening up the heart space as well, throat chakra as well. But we're going to go ahead and not mute, but turn down your throats or your expression at this time so that you can be more in a receptive state. Please know that it's only just for the time being here for this call. So don't worry about any lasting effects. All right, we're opening up the ears. We're accessing Akashic records right now. For some of you, yes, okay. I feel a lot of your energy is coming in now, higher selves as well. Oh, so cute. Everyone's coming in and sitting around. So thank you very much. The fire has been lit, Spirit is saying. Thank you so much. So they're ready. If you'd like to get into physical, now I'm talking to the physical selves. If you'd like to get pen and paper, feel free. You do not need to, but you can. Okay, they're God on all levels of the field, in all directions of time. Thank you, Spirit. We now open up our hearts and minds to you, higher self, and through our higher self, we connect to the highest source of love coming through from source energy. We ask to become the divine vessel through which that highest source of love can easily flow and be made manifest in any way, shape, and form that is necessary for those who come to give and receive blessings. Thank you so much. We're grounding this energy in now. All right. All right. So let's get started, guys. Already feeling the energies of Cancer season. I really make sure to put season at the end there. So we're going to take a look today at the father energies that come through all of us, that come through a lot of us, and also that we interact with, right? So please remember that everything that occurs outside of us is merely a reflection of what is going on inside of us. So even though we are looking at our biological fathers and all of the people and places, things and situations that come through along the energy of the father archetype, please know that those things are just merely reflecting for us aspects of what it is that we contain within as the divine masculine. Two things: my nose is going to start itching a lot because I'm channeling, so forgive me if I keep doing that. That's all that is. And the second thing is, it is okay if you're not able to draw a parallel, a direct parallel between yourself and who and what you see outside of you as the father. It's fine. You don't have to reach that awareness as yet, but please know that everything reflects us on some level. And if you go deep enough and from the highest perspective that you can, there's a certain perspective you can hit where you're like, oh, okay, that's me. Or, oh, I chose that. Oh, okay. So right now we're just staying, on the fringes. So we both, from the higher levels and the lower expressions here on earth, can kind of have a conversation together. The song that came through for today is very telling. It's by Creed. It's that song, This Is How You Remind Me, remember? So I was like, oh my God, Father is huge much. So if you go look at that song by Creed, This Is How You Remind Me, it's kind of like the theme song and the energetic frequency with the tension and the angst and the anger and the rage and the confusion that masks the small inner child, right? That's the energy that this conversation is really delving into. Now, why are we even having this conversation? Well, it's threefold. Number one, it's because you really need to understand where you are in your life right now. That's the first thing. The second thing is, by having this conversation, it will allow you to be able to access where you've been. Where were you in your childhood? What was your home life like? What was your father like? What was your mother like? What were the roles that were defined in your childhood? So it allows you to take a look behind you. And of course, that therefore allows you to set yourself up for a more intentional and a better informed and a higher consciousness future. Remember, the past and the future don't technically exist. The only moment that ever exists is the now. But from this now moment, using our linear understanding at this level, we are accessing a past, and we are thinking even more so that we're accessing a future. But all we're doing is, in this now moment, we are reviewing energies that have played out and that are technically playing out right now. And so that's why we can all be little energy workers, and through transforming our current understanding, transform these other spaces that at this third dimensional level we'll refer to as past and future. Okay, so let's start first by looking at the father archetype. In a sense, the father symbolizes security, plain and simple. The father archetype symbolizes security, and we can break that concept of security even furthermore down into ideas of financial stability, into providing, into holding space, right? So when we think about this topic of holding space, that basically means being able to have your energy field present, have your attention and your focus present without you interjecting. What is that, interjecting your energy? What does that look like in terms of everyday 3D situations? Your friend comes to you and says, hey, I'm feeling this kind of way, boo hoo hoo, right? And if you're holding space for them, you're just listening, you're allowing them to have center stage, you're allowing them to feel comfortable, you're giving them whatever they need, whether it's a cup of something warm and joyful, whether it's a pillow, whether it's a hug, but you're staying silent, you're pulling yourself out of it. So in a sense, what we did earlier when spirit was kind of muting you guys a little bit, that was kind of you getting into a space where you're holding space for this conversation to come through so that you can receive. The beautiful thing about holding space for someone or something to occur is that it pretty much signifies an evolution of self. So when we're talking about healthy expressions of masculinity, which is very dynamic, by the way, the masculine, healthy expressions of the father archetype, which is all about building, creating through providing, creating through building, creating through structuring. We're looking at that advanced and healthy masculine in a sense, in a way, as being expressed as holding space. So I don't want to say a good father, because that creates a duality around this, but a father who understands his own power, or a masculine that understands its own power, is able to be. And in that sense of being, they're able to allow for other things to grow. And that's what a father does. Father is this, mother is this, and baby cute is this. And if father can't hold space and mother can't hold space, then they're acting upon baby, and that creates an issue in growth for baby. Okay, so let's take a look at that concept as the father archetype being here for the purpose of providing security, structure, stability, and love through those expressions, right? I also want to let you know we all have the masculine and feminine within us, number one. And so when I'm talking about masculine, I'm not saying, oh, well, if it's the dad, he has to be like this. No, it's the father archetype that has mastered the masculine expression within him. But the father that masters the masculine expression has most likely done some significant work on the feminine expression for himself as well. All right, so just keep in mind that this is the ideal that we're looking at. And the main thing you want to take away here is when the father is, in whatever way it shows up in your life, as a person, as an institution, when the father is in its rightful place, it allows for you, baby, right? Super cute. It allows for you, inner child, to express and to be. From a third dimensional physical place, that looks like this. Oh, I'm a child in my household, and dad's got, mom and dad have the bills on lock, they've got a safe space for me. I can, explore my creativity, all of this. Those kinds of people tend to become very well adjusted. That's because the parents were not pushing themselves onto the child. And so by comparison, when you have a household where the father expression and the mother expression are not healthy, where they're emotionally leaning on you, where they are physically leaning on you, where they're financially taking from you your resources, they're not, or you're just afraid, you're living in a place that's scary, even though they try and they can't protect you. What happens is now you can't be the cute little baby / inner child that is able to express and to explore. You're so busy stuck in survival. And so we have this dysfunction. So please know that when we're all healthy, you are that sprout, super cute little sprout that is trying to grow. And the father expression allows for you to be yourself and to express yourself and to feel safe, because he's able to hold space for you. As I'm saying that, I'm feeling a lot of your inner children crying right now, and especially on the left side here of the heart. So if you do experience some heaviness in the chest area, if you start coughing, if you feel a little pain in the shoulder as well, Spirit is saying it because you've been shouldering a lot of this stuff from the father energies that are not complete in themselves. Okay, this is just part of life. A lot of people have children when they're young, socially they're socialized to do that, or they just don't have the emotional maturity whenever it is that they do and that have kids. And so anyway, my point is we're all innocent, as the Course in Miracles teaches us, because if we look far enough, we realize that everybody's wounded. Excuse me. So let's take a look. Let's continue on. Now that we've looked at the father archetype and we understand that what it really brings to us is the ability to be secure and safe and provided for and stable, so that our inner child can grow and accept. Yeah, thank you. Accept ourselves and express ourselves. Okay, so if you're struggling to accept and express, then chances are you may have some issues in the parental zone. Oh, Another thing that they were saying is that when our inner child is able to express and accept itself, that's when the gifts are able to be made manifest, because we all do come here with gifts. As I'm saying that, I'm holding space right now for a lot of the father energies that I do feel coming through a lot of you viewers that carry the same wound. The same wound is coming through very, very clearly. I never got a chance to express myself. I never got a chance to know myself. I feel this coming through very, very clearly in energies from the 1950s and before. Okay, and we know that because in the 1960s, there was a lot of breaking through the household, redefining the household. The 1970s continued that on. We saw the excess of the 1980s and just moving onward. But please know that the 1950s and before, a lot of these men were very, very much trapped in being, being very Capricorn and needing to work hard and then rise up in the ranks and be the institution at home and at work. And, we get it. And so I'm feeling that pain. And so, yeah, so Spirit is saying we're going to allow those energies in. They're your fathers, by the way, you guys watching, your fathers and the energies. For some of you, I don't, grandpas, I don't know. How's it going with you guys? But those energies, we're holding space for them to come in and to be a part of this talk and this. I'm getting a few words, a mixture of premonition and reminiscence. Okay, so Spirit is acknowledging that. It's also very important to always hold space for the woundedness. And when I say that, I'm saying that from a higher perspective, but what that looks like in this third dimensional physical space is like, oh, hey, I'm making this video on mother and father wounds. It's not all about crapping on mom and dad. No, it's about understanding that their wounds were passed down to them, and in their time and space where they were here on earth, society was not structured in a way to foster their inner children. And so the wounds are passed down to us. So it's about understanding and seeing everybody's woundedness. They're like looking around like, yeah, they're looking around. Yeah, everybody look around. This would be the moment where it's like everyone look around at each other, look at how the different ages are here, different chips on shoulders, different whatever, but we're recognizing each other. So we're coming together for the sake of co-regulation, okay, co-regulation. So let's move into the next part. How do we actually transform this masculine? How do we heal the wounds? How do we understand? Well, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to understand that everybody in your life that shows up in a masculine energy or takes the role of the masculine in terms of authority in your life, could be an institution, whether it's the IRS, could be your job, it could be your boss, male, female, doesn't matter. It could be kind of your mother. If you had a very strong mother who was more in her masculine, that would be the masculine figure in your life, and they would be carrying this archetype to some degree of the father, right? So remember, gender has no role here. It's looking at the expression, the polarity. It's also looking very much at, well, your dad or lack thereof, right? It could be looking at the father figures, the people who have stepped up to be that father figure in your life. It's looking at the way your brothers show up in your life. It's just your best friends. So take a moment and call to your mind who and what in my life is playing and representing the role of father. Okay, for some of you, I'm getting up to 6 energies, and that could be a mixture of past boyfriends, because they slip up one time and you call your boyfriend dad. Oh my God, my mistake. I'm not your father. I know. Yeah, we're talking to you. Dragged. Okay, so that's why I'm seeing some ex-boyfriends, husbands. I'm sorry. I know it's considered cool to call your guy daddy. You will never find that on this channel. I'm sorry, I can't, but that's another thing you want to look at. If you're in that daddy zaddy mode, you got to look at that too, because it's probably a little telling. And it's fun, on Instagram, we see all that, but seriously, okay? So look at that. Who are those people? Who are they? And why do they have that authority over you? Your boss is your dad now? Your boyfriend was your dad? Your ex, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever was your dad? Why are all these people taking over the role of archetypal father for you? And that's what we need to look at, right? Because when dad steps out of the picture physically, other people step in. And that's why we're talking today about how we continue to have a dialogue with our father, and then the father figures that show up to reflect to us the quality of that flow of father energy in our lives and how we can transform it. So we've already identified some of the masculines in our life, male, female, gender non-conforming, doesn't matter. Now we want to look at the quality. First of all, start very basic. All right, so yeah, I have this best friend and they're a masculine, or I have this, my father, he's a masculine, or my mother, she's a masculine, or my boss, they're a masculine, or my ex, or this guy I dated yesterday, and I don't know, they're all masculines. Good, we've identified them. What is the quality of that feeling? Yay, nay, maybe? Good, bad? Yeah, good, but sometimes, oh, terrible. Oh, but sometimes. So parse through that. That's your legwork. Parse through that. Put some third dimensional words to it. Yeah, I'm dating this guy right now. We've been together for so and so, and I constantly have to be the one to tell him how my day was. Like, geez, for once, can you ask about my day? Oh yeah, I'm dating this guy right now who, I've noticed that he constantly wants me to pay for him, but he never wants to pay for me. Why? Or yeah, I noticed my brother, growing up, we never, we talked about all sorts of stuff, but I noticed that he would pretty much distance himself from me in public. It's like, hey, aren't we like related? Are you ashamed to see me? Like, what's going on? Oh yeah, so I work with my boss, and my boss doesn't even let me talk. Like every time like I come into a meeting, I feel like I have to like shout a little bit more, I have to speak fast. I feel like hot and sweaty, like I don't understand. No matter what I say, he twists what I'm saying and he doesn't get me, or I try to explain my vision and it's not being received, and whatever it is. Or even this, yeah, I noticed in class, when I'm in class, every time I raise my hand, I notice that the teacher kind of like, it's almost, I don't know if my teacher doesn't see me. I'm sitting right next to so and so, and she gets called on all the time. And then that other person got called on to share their experience. And if I even get called on, when I get called on, it's just like, yeah, anybody else? And it's kind of like I don't feel valued. Like, do I not have something valuable to say? I cried after class. I cried after work. I cried after the call with my father. I cried with my boyfriend. I cried with my girlfriend. I cried with my girlfriend, and I cried with my boyfriend, right? So if we're feeling an emotional connection with the people in our lives who are showing up along this masculine slash father archetype, there's a reason why. And this is because there's an unresolved inner child issue surrounding your sense of security. How do I feel safe? Do I feel seen? Do I feel heard? Do I feel able to express myself? Am I even having higher level thinking, or am I just checked out altogether because I'm still in survival mode? Right? These are those questions that you're going to have to sit down with and ask yourself. So now that we've identified some masculines in your life physically, we've considered what the role of the healthy father and masculine archetype is supposed to bring into our life, and we've looked at the quality of the connections that we actually do hold in this lifetime. Most likely you can look at the positives, but let's talk about the not so positives today, right? Because that's the key. Now let's look at the roles. When you are in physical proximity with those people, or when you're in the mental space or emotional space with those people, what role are you? For example, when you're in physical proximity, the person comes around, oh, hey, look at your body. Do you slink a little, slink back? Anyway, shrink. Do you shrink a little? Do you become that 8-year-old again? Does your head tilt? Or are you forceful? Are you now aggro? Are you trying to get your words in? Is this person just taking a sip, but you're like, I don't like the way you sip? Are you getting judgmental? Are you silent? Are you excusing yourself to go? Do you lie now about the way that you feel just to go along with that person? So how is their personality and their dominance, and or lack thereof or their own, whatever it is that they're working with, how is their energy affecting yours? What role do you become? Or do you become the father now and they become the child? That's a whole other conversation. But, listen, it's still within line. Think about that. Also, like I was saying earlier, when you're in the mind space with this person, like when you think about this person, oh, this person's coming to visit. Oh, I see this person calling me right now. What do you think? I have to go somewhere else. What's your reaction? What's your mental thought? Oh, they want money from me. Oh, they're just going to waste my time. Oh, they're not going to let me talk. Oh, maybe you don't even have words for that. You just have a feeling, like a thought where like, oh, I'm not even taking this because my head hurts already. When I talked about your emotional space, I just totally got distracted by a bird that flew over. Yeah, look at you guys. Look at all of us. The minute I looked it up, it's like, hello, we're here for the emotion. So let me pull you back in energetically. When I was saying, let's talk about the emotional space. All right, we're still here. That means, how do we feel when we think about our father? How do we feel when we are with these? I mean, some of you can't even let me talk, some of you, as I said that, I had to cover my throat. Like, what's going on? I don't feel safe, jugular. So we have to look at that. We have to look at that. And honestly, if you don't feel completely safe in going there, it's okay. Start with what you can do. Start with the thoughts. Start with the little things that we can revisit emotionally. But for a lot of us, we may need to actually seek the help of trained professionals, psychotherapists. Well, why did I start with psychotherapists? Maybe some of you, God bless, psychologists. Some of you just need a really good friend to hold space for you. Some of you need a trusty journal and a pen, right? We're in a modern era. Go ahead and shoot your little videos and talk to yourself, whatever it is that you need. But start holding space for yourself emotionally. And what happens is, when we don't get in touch with our emotions, especially as they relate to memories from the past, many of which we've probably completely shunned, then we are actively blocking out what it is that our needs are, our emotional needs. Because our inner child, remember, bringing it back to the beginning, the inner child only wants to explore the world, experience the world, and express itself, because through its interaction with the world, it comes to understand itself, just like any cute baby does. And so what happens is, when it's impacted by the parents or the adults or the energies around that have control over it, it impacts its ability to feel safe and to express itself. And so therefore, if we're shut down emotionally, or we're shut down mentally, or both, it's because we need to survive. And so we have to get ourselves into a safe space so that we can feel open enough to allow those energies to flow. And until we're allowing those energies to flow, there are just going to be some things that we're not going to be able to understand fully about ourselves. And so it does take a process, right? And that could include, like I said, the journaling, the chatting with other people, energy work, shadow work, energy shifts, working with trained therapists, whatever it is that you need. And for some people, they even need to have some type of neurological help. Psychiatrists can help with that, so that they can release the symptoms and they can get help with managing what has resulted from these fractured, they're also, yeah, thank you, fractured home lives. But the guides are saying to also talk about past lifetimes. They're so funny. They're like, yes, can we? Yes, we can. And how can we not? All right. Whew. Guys, let me tell you, past lifetimes, past lifetimes, past lifetimes. Now, past lifetimes are amazing. And I do hear a lot of people saying, but let's not get stuck in the past lifetimes. And that's all well and good, yes. But there is certainly a time and a place for past lifetime talk. what can a good past lifetime do for you? Reading, what can a good past lifetime reading do for you? Basically, it allows you to do a side by side. Remember that whatever is chosen to come up from this past lifetime is chosen for the sake of something that is instrumental in this lifetime. We've had many past lifetimes. If you come to get a past lifetime reading from me, for example, or from somebody else, whatever they pick up on has direct bearing on what's here. Otherwise, I'd never stop talking because it's too much. And some you don't actually need to access. But a lot of times you are actively, well, not a lot, all the time. If it's coming up for you, you're actively carrying a past lifetime aspect of yours that has a consciousness. You're carrying it, and so that is in here with you for the sake of healing. So say, for example, let's say, for example, we'll say Shelly, cute name, Shelly. So Shelly comes for reading, and whichever reading or energetic healing session she signs up for, it doesn't matter. If the aspect is needing to come through, it will come through. So I'll say, hey, Shelly, I'm feeling that you have a past lifetime aspect here that needs to be looked at and released. I heard the word revered. Okay, well, yeah, in a sense, well, sometimes that's that past life aspect ego talking right there. But sometimes it's, yes, we need to revere it. We need to bring it in. We need to say, who are you? What are you? Because let's say that Shelly is in this lifetime, yeah? And Shelly's got some unresolved issues, and that's why she's in here and we're chatting. But let's say Shelly doesn't finish completing out some cycles. And so when she passes on and transitions from this lifetime onto the other side, she still has some unhealed things. Guess what? In a future lifetime, Shelly's going to sit down with another reader and they're going to be like, hey, Bob, so I see that there was another lifetime where you were vibing very feminine. You may have been a woman in that lifetime. And I'm sensing that you need to do this, that, and that. And I'm getting the name Shelly. I don't know if that was the name of the person or what, but this is just what I'm getting. But this person was unhealed in this way. And in this lifetime, this past life aspect was brought back in alongside you, Bob, the personality in the driver's seat, in the physical body. Shelly was brought back in so that you can bring healing to her. So you may not realize it, but when you struggle with your boss and you get angry at your father and this and that, that's because of this aspect with Shelly. All right. Because I know that, Bob, you have a good relationship with your dad. You don't know why you lash out at him. It's because Shelly is here. So let's talk about this aspect. This aspect has a chip on the shoulder. This aspect is upset. This aspect is, that's how that goes. So please remember that these aspects are just like past lifetime use. And sometimes it's the past lifetime, just energy in general held within your energetic bloodline that you're carrying and you're bringing forth to learn. So when we are delving into this concept of working with the father and even the mother and how they have impacted our lives from early in this lifetime, please know that it's always the case where, like I said, they're reflecting parts of you that you may not be able to connect with. And a lot of times, if we really went a little deeper, we'll see that they're reflecting past lifetime aspects of you. Sometimes during the work, a past lifetime aspect from off planet is what comes forward. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that because we're not going to get too deep into that, but Spirit did want to talk about past lifetime. So in a nutshell, a past lifetime awareness can help you to identify certain themes that are reappearing in your life and may help you to identify certain ways that you continue to show up in this lifetime. And you'll be like, oh yeah, that is me. Yeah, it's you because you're carrying this. So let's work on this, right? So that you can create the home and the life and the relationship of your dreams. So yeah, going back to this, when you are understanding the role that you play in connection emotionally, mentally, physically with your father or the people who show up in your life along that masculine energy, that's when you can get better insight into how you are suppressing yourself and how you are promoting yourself, what kind of person you are being, because it's not who you are, because who we are, we can't conceptualize. It's impossible at this level, right? But we can look at who we're being because of certain influences that are in our energetic field. Also, looking at your role with your these father figures in your life, these archetypes, these masculines, you're able to better understand what it is that you need. What do I need? Why am I always nagging in this connection? Why do I always have to advocate to be heard? Why am I always tiptoeing when my boyfriend or husband comes home? Why am I always running my mouth when my boss comes around? With everybody else, I'm so willing to listen and to play second fiddle. But when my boss asks me to do something, I just want right in his face, right? Why? Whoa, where did that come from? I'm so ashamed. Right? Where's all that coming from? Then we look in your past life, or we look in your astro chart, or we look in your just your energy field, and we see that you have a boss energy and you show up like a boss, and you're like, I'm not listening to you, mother effer, right? That's that kind of energy. Meanwhile, in this lifetime, you're very, meek and mild, and you don't know why this one person. Oh yeah, also you had a past lifetime with them. You guys were working together in the military, and you were very competitive, and so here they are again as your boss, and you don't like that. Why? Well, because you're a boss. You see yourself as a boss. So what can you learn from the role there? Humility, right? Looking at that shadow energy you carry. You're saying your dad doesn't listen to you. Well, where in your life are you not listening to others? I guarantee you, you will be able to see that fractally somewhere else in your life. Then it's like through some self reflection, you realize, oh my God, I am my dad to that coworker. What's his name? Reggie. Yeah, Reggie. Yeah, look, you don't even know his name. Yeah, that's right. I shut him down the last time he wanted to give an idea. I was like, yeah, Reggie, several seats, thank you. So you have to understand again that the father archetypes are just showing us something that we carry within, but we're not ready to see, or we haven't delved deep enough to understand. And so we're still out there looking at them, using the people outside to inform us about what we are like. And you don't have to be ready to accept that, and it's okay. But like I said, the more that you ascend in your consciousness about yourself and in your consciousness as a sovereign being, the more you will understand how you are actively directing this entire lifetime. I'm just going to say it that way. So, very quick summary. So far, we're looking at the father archetype, understanding that it filters through all of the masculines in our life, regardless of what our connection is to these people. And all we want in these relationships at any masculine is to feel safe, provided for, and secure, so that we can be allowed to shine. We can be allowed to grow, to express ourselves, to feel, seen. That's why when dad says, I'm proud of you, you're like, big eyes, like, oh my God, thank you. Everyone else hates me, but you said you're proud, so I must be doing okay, right? That's where that comes from. And so in order to understand the kinds of masculines that or archetypes that we're working with, we have to look at the masculines as they show up in our life, tell the story about who these people are and the quality of the connection. What do you like about them? What do you not like about them? What are your roles? How do you relate to each other? And how does that change as you look at the different masculines in your life, right? Well, I was with this boyfriend, I was this, and with this guy, I was this, and this coworker, I was that, and the guy who sold me the hot dog, I was that, right? So look at that, and then from that you derive what is it that I actually need? How do I need, and how can I go about getting it? So that is showing you how you need your inner masculine to transform. This is always going to end with you transforming the self, right? So the way that you can transform this conversation that you're constantly having with your dad, basically you're having a conversation with yourself. I don't listen to me. I don't listen to me, divine masculine. Step removed. You don't listen to me, dad. Whatever, you don't listen. Step removed. My boss doesn't listen. My boyfriend didn't listen. And I'm mad about it, or I'm sad about it, or I don't understand, or I don't even want to look at it, right? So at the end of the day, it always comes back around to you not listening to you. And you see it because a lot of these people aren't listening to you. That's why you're trying to do all this talking about how you're right or wrong or however it manifests for you. But again, looking behind you, you're most likely repeating that same not listening to other people. My dad cut me off. Oh, shoot, I'm cutting. Oh my God, I cut those people off. Didn't realize it. Oh my God, I cut myself off. Because if I didn't cut myself off, if I stopped cutting myself off, that's going to change everything. Of course. And that's the whole point. That's how you transform. So once you're armed with all of this information, you've journaled it out, you've cried your cry, you've looked at yourself in the mirror, you're embarrassed because you're like, oh my God, I'm doing the same thing to other people. I didn't realize how. I might not have picked up the bottle, but I sure am being inauthentic and out of integrity with those people, doodling, whatever you need, get to it. Then you can make a plan. I understand my father. Why was he like that? Oh, chances are he had his own stuff going on. And I understand, and I can have compassion now. I can hold space for that because I'm able to hold space for myself because I see that I was doing the same thing and I didn't realize it, right? You think they realize it? They don't realize it sometimes. How can you didn't realize it? So when you can hold space for yourself and have compassion for what is, oh, I accept where I am. Any chips on my shoulder? Let's put it off because I understand where I am. I accept where I am, and I'm thankful for the awareness that has come in. Now I'm going to start transforming by thinking, well, what would I like to be? Because clearly I was not happy with some of the qualities or all of the qualities for some of you that came through my earth father or any other father figure that came in. You can even put it all together, Transformers, right? As the master archetype for father. I'm not happy with these qualities that are being expressed in this master archetype for father and all these masculines in my life. And I know that, geez Louise, they're just mirroring a part of me that I haven't connected with yet. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. And I'm going to take decisive action. I'm going to pray, dear God, first of all, please show me, continue to show me how my masculine is in need of transformation. I thank you and I release the messengers that were in the form of these physical beings, father, boss, boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, wife, sister, whatever, IRS, whatever. I'm going to release those messengers because I've received a message. The message is, oh, that's my masculine. They've delivered my masculine and I'm not happy with it. But it's mine. And now I know what I have to work on. So I'm a tyrant. I thought I was the victim. All right, well, oh, okay. Well, yeah, I was kind of like bullying of people's intellectual ideas in school. I kind of did try to take over control whenever there was a party. Oh, I did withhold my love whenever people weren't happy or I wasn't happy with not getting my way. Oh, I was manipulative and the tyrant. All right. So now you look at the behaviors and how those behaviors are coming from that energy that is coming from you and that was reflected in all of these people in your life. And you can start to change it. Okay. Recovering tyrant. Hi, everybody. My name is Jonelle. I'm a recovering tyrant. Hi, Jonelle. Thanks. Hi. So I'm committing to no longer trying to control the conversation when I talk with my siblings. They have their own choices they want to make. Look, I don't always have to get in and speak my 2 bits. That's their choice. They're adults. And I accept that because what I would want for myself is to be able to have freedom of choice and sovereignty and to have that decision making respected. I can do that. So I can respect myself. I can have my masculine respect me, my masculine, my divine masculine inside, my inner masculine respect me and my choices by respecting other people and their choices. And if I see myself not being respected, it gives me insight into the quality of people around me and them not having respect for themselves on an inner level because like does attract. Sometimes we can't see at the level where that is, why we're alike. From down here, it may not look like that. but like is always attracting like. But the beauty about that is we can see, all right, there's some harmonization here. I may not need, I don't know what it is, and I may not need to know, but I see that behavior and I understand it's not behavior I want to be associated with. So I'm going to make sure I never do it to other people. I'm going to make sure I never do it to myself. And I'm going to make sure that people don't do that to me. And that is a transformative angle. So, in a nutshell, we're just doing three things. We're looking at the archetype of the father and how it and what it should be, right? To foster us. We're looking at how that archetype filters in to our life and the quality of it, because it directly mirrors the quality of our masculine within, which we may or may not be able to even see at whatever level that we are. And the third thing is we're making a decision about what we want to accept in our life when it comes to this expression. And by token, the same token, we're making a decision of what we want to show up as and what we don't want to show up as. And if you continue to allow these kinds of toxic masculines within you to come into your field, and you're not setting up the boundaries, you're going to have to start looking at, well, now that I understand this dynamic, what is making me choose to keep allowing it? And some of you may say, well, I can't get out of this marriage, or he's my father, what can I do? Or, well, I need to make the money, so I'm hearing the boss. Please remember that you are not alone. And so your perception of things needing to change in the physical first is completely wrong. If you want to change something in your physical, you must start in the now moment. The now moment is not what you can see. It's impossible. Any now physical moment is just a manifestation of a past now moment. Any now moments are in the non-physical. You don't just have the train. No, you have the train on the tracks. And the train can't run. The physical train is not going to be there until you lay the non-physical tracks. So even with this call, I always say call because all the spirits and all of your consciousnesses, I could feel it, are here. By the time you watch this video, this is already taking place in my now in the physical. And by the time that I'm doing this in the physical, it's already been decided in the non-physical. It's already been done in the non-physical. So we've called it in, we've co-created it in a now moment that has already passed, in a sense, to now manifest in this now moment. So that's why you have to understand that in any now moment that you can see physically in this physical world, that is a manifestation of a past now that is coexisting with a non-physical now moment. So you have power in that. Hope I didn't lose some of you, but I'm sure I didn't. For a lot of you, I didn't lose you. But so the moment, the mastery in this moment is simple. I'm now aware of what's going on an energetic level because I've thought it out. I don't want to have certain energies or certain dynamics playing out anymore. And so I'm done. Higher self, Holy Spirit, thank you. Non-denominational, this is not religious stuff, right? Higher self, Holy Spirit, I call upon you, please now to go ahead and clear. Look at the card that's on top. God bless. Tower moment. Yeah, go ahead and clear it. Go ahead and clear this for me, please. And once you set that intention that you want to have a masculine show up in your life, the archetype of masculinity show up healthily in your life, you also understand that you're making magic. In a sense, you are speaking your reality into the only moment that ever counts, the now. And then you let it go. You know that everything that happens in your physical moment from now on is on a train track. It's like we've switched tracks. It's on a train track now that is going to be for the purpose of allowing that intention to be made manifest. And that's why you have to maintain that attention to that intention. Oh, he's come back. He's back again. Oh, but I understand that this is because these are still some manifestations from past moments. Still, there's some, what's the word, momentum that's going on. Okay, so I understand that I'm still seeing stuff, but I know the reality of the now moment is that I said this is stopping now. I'm not going to accept this anymore. And so that's why you can help usher out these old behaviors and change these dynamics by taking more and more action steps in your physical. Oh, yeah. Spirit, yeah. I see that text coming in. I'm not comfortable with the way that ended. This person hung up on me. All right. Do I want more hang up energy in my life? No. Now, is it the last time I'm going to see this person? No, because they're my sibling or they're my father or they're my brother. But I'll tell you right now, that's unacceptable. And you go ahead and you say it energetically. That's unacceptable. I'm not tolerating that anymore. They'll get it. They hear it on some level. And you'll understand that the energy will start to shift and manifestations will start flowing in, they're saying. And so they're saying, our guides are saying, thank you guides, that in this now moment, this our desire, collective desire to heal, and I'm talking serious healing, has been so strong that this video is now made manifest. So if you're tuning into this video, there's something for you. And I would invite you to continue to hold the intention to keep healing. If you need, close your physical eyes to the people who are leaving your life, to the jobs that are kicking you out, laying you off, to the institutions that are saying, we can't take your business here, to the family members that are choosing not to interact with you, to the friends that are falling out of your life, to the people who are now becoming too busy, understandably, because the vibration is shifting. You keep trying to meet up with a friend, but it's not happening. Oh my God, what's going on? We're playing phone tag. Or you're just not feeling it every time you know you're supposed to call. The vibration is shifting. Doesn't mean that they won't join you or you won't join them again. But for right now, you're on a new track that's focused on health and well-being and the restructuring of your inner self. So you're actively practicing self-love because you are taking that moment to understand what's going on, the junk in the trunk, what's going on, changing your behavior and your mindset and saying, by that definition, I'm creating space in my physical world for my inner child to have the home and the father energies, security, stability, providing things that it deserves. Because once that archetypal father is fixed and healed and understood and leads in what you will allow and not allow from yourself and also from other people, your inner child is like, oh my God, hi, I can be, oh, mommy and daddy, or at least daddy is okay, I'm safe now. Look, your dad may still be a wreck, God bless, God bless. Your boss may still be a jerk, God bless, right? Or maybe your boss is great, but you're projecting all your stuff onto your boss because of your father issues. Who knows? Whatever it is. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about them. It was never about them. If you change your mindset, your world will follow. I'm going to leave you with one quick example. How you feel has nothing to do with anyone else. Do not sip the Kool-Aid. It has nothing to do with anyone else. Somebody could say, oh my God, you are beautiful. Look at you. Hot damn, right? And whether or not you receive that has nothing to do with them. It's all you. If you have a belief that you're not beautiful, or that your beauty leaves you in a place where you fall victim to advances by other people, you can get used or abused, or if you have these ideas, you're going to bounce it right back. Like, no, oh no, that's not true. If you don't think you deserve it, you just can't see it. No, don't say that. Oh my God, no, I'm ugly. You're pretty, deflecting. If you so don't believe it, you might even get angry with them. Why are you lying to me? What did I ever do to you? If you're super emo, what did I do to you? Like, I'm just trying to be in this world, right? Like, we have different flavors, right? But let's say that you really have this idea that, look, I look good, good, better getting, right? And then somebody says, oh, what are you wearing today? Haven't you heard? It's that new. You don't know about that? Well, too bad. No, that you are dressed inappropriately. That does not look good. Look, it's my clothing. I put it on. I look good. Something's wrong with your eyes. Love you. Sorry, not sorry. Right? That's where that is. And we all have friends like that, right? They're like, I look good. I don't know what's wrong. Your eyes are all out of control. So The point is, no one can ever convince you into or out of something unless you already hold it. Are you a bitch? What did you call me? I called you a bitch. Excuse you? Yeah, because you think you're a bitch. Because listen, if they called you a tree, what did you call me? I called you a tree. Oh, why? That was dumb. Why do I look like a tree? That's cute though. I think I'd like to be a tree. Yeah, yeah. Or you're just gonna be like, okay, I know I'm not a tree, so why? Sure. Okay, sure. Thank you. The difference between those conversations, being called a bitch or a tree, is how you feel about it. And that's when you see those real gangsters, like those real G's, when someone's like, oh, you're such a bitch. Okay. Sorry you feel that way. You may even walk away like, oh my God, that person's having a rough day. I don't know why. I don't know what I did, but I hope they are better. I hope they can, because no one deserves to be having a rough day all day, right? And if you're the one calling these other people those things and lashing out and projecting onto them, then maybe you should stop and consider for yourself, why am I doing that? Why am I pushing my stuff onto them? Because what I'm pushing onto them actually has no bearing on who they really are on the inside. Okay. So anyway, guys, I thought this would take 20 minutes, right? Because take one took 20 minutes, but apparently when they actually came in, we had more to talk about. So long story short, thank you guys for coming. And so today's topic was basically to look at the father archetype and to understand how we are naturally continuing to have that conversation with our father throughout our entire life. But as we know, pro tip, we're not actually having that conversation with our father. We're having the conversation with our masculine inside and what needs to be healed. And I invite you to do the work or continue the work. And if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, or you'd like to have an energy shift session with me, which would be live via Zoom, or if you'd like to donate, thank you so much. Feel free to take a look at the information that's here and the information that will be posted along with this video. Alrighties, until then, God bless you. Bye.